All right, in this video, we're going to track down some kind of weird popping noise that I get randomly in the XJ. I suspect it's suspension related, but I'm going to try hiding the GoPro at various points underneath the Jeep and drive it around, see if I can't get the popping noise to recreate, and see if I can't see some unnatural suspension movement, maybe a wallowing out of a control arm bolt hold or something. I don't know. That's kind of what it sounds like. But first, we're going to shoot what the sound sounds like on the inside and see if we can't catch it on the camera. Picked it up. See if we can get a little more. There it is again. There it is again. It's clearly coming from the passenger side. I can't tell if it's front or rear. It's not way back. Okay, let's see how that looks. Another spot right in here. We'll see. There's a dam there. All right. Okay, based on that video, it seems like it might be the sway bar bushing at the frame. And it just seems to make the popping noise, squeak, whatever you want to call it, when the suspension flexes. So it's either the spring, what do you call that, the pad that, bushing pad that the spring sits on, or it could be that sway bar. So we'll check it out. Okay, I'm hoping it's just that. maybe. Well, I don't know. Ooh, that's a nasty looking spider. What kind is that? Dead kind. Another thought would be to just disconnect the sway bar, just to rule that out altogether. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then drive around the neighborhood a couple times, see if I can't get it to pop again. So give that a shot. All right, other side. Uh-oh. I might lose washer. Just realized. Other side. The washer glued to it. That's good. Stay out of the way for now. Go. Yep. I would have totally lost that washer. Ow. Okay, let's take it for a quick spin and see if it does it. Nope. Start it right there. It is not the sway bar. Alright, well, I don't know if this is it, but it might be. I was still thinking it was a spring or something, but I did on inspection notice this can sort of easily slide. Oh, my big old sausage fingers will be in the way, but come around the other side of the camera. It can easily, it's the bushing that slides in and out. See, shouldn't do that. Should be in there pretty tight. Should be in there nice and tight. So I don't, what I'm going to do is clean this up a little bit and just put a couple of tacks on this lip. And if I have to get in there, I can just cut it out. And hopefully that'll fix it. And then right in here, I might take this little guy and clearance this edge just a hair. I just have to take a look. So that might be it. It might be this whole thing is kind of wiggling around in there. So I mean, even if that's not the pop, I need to address this anyway. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll fiddle with the spring and see. Really, I don't see anything obvious with the spring. So I'm just going to clock it in the seat just a hair and see if it's just binding or something and making the pop noise. So, all right, well, first things first. As they say, engage safety squints. Back to making it sit right. Okay, go that way. the big gnarly one. Yeah. Well, yeah, it's not going to win any awards or make the SEMA show, but it'll hold. Got it in there good and enough to hold it in there. So, all right, moving on to the spring. All right, so just releasing this down there. It's just a little clamp that holds the spring, and then giving the spring a little twist. Now, of course, like half the stuff I do, I forget to videotape it, and I've already twisted it. I did have it. Oh, come on now. What am I doing here? There we go. I did have it all the way as far as it would go. Little pigtail comes around and stops on a little stop right there. And so I just came in and just give it a little twist just to get it right off of that stop. Maybe that's what was just binding a little bit in there. I don't know. I don't know. Tighten this guy down. I got lots of other stuff I gotta do to get ready for the trip. So on to that stuff, and maybe at the end of this whole thing, we'll take it for a test drive and see if it's popping still. And honestly, if it still is, I don't know. All right, back from our trip, and as you can see, it is still making popping noises. So I crawled underneath here and kind of fiddled around, and maybe, at least, this needs to be addressed. So probably the same way I addressed the front bushing. Okay, so we tacked that guy in place to keep it from sliding around. Well, apparently the back one is doing it too. I loosened up this bolt, and then, look, let's see if I can... Look how much that's sliding around. So I'm going to try the same thing back here. A couple of tacks, get that bushing to stay in place, and then tighten it back down and see if that solves the issue. That's definitely pointed me towards, on my to-buy list, is some aftermarket upper control arms. So I'll keep that in mind for future, but I'm just going to try to get this bushing to stay in place for now. So let's do that. Down to German torque specs. Good and tight. Okay, so my last guess is my busted exhaust. And I know I need to pretty much go through and replace the entire exhaust system. It's got more cracks than the back of my pants. But that's another day. Right now, I've been keeping it kind of off of this thing, off of the cross member. Let's see if I can get in here with just some aluminum. You can see it moves. That's my only other thought. It's that's making the popping noise. It doesn't sound like I've already experienced the rattle of this thing. So I don't know, but I'm gonna shove some more aluminum foil up there and see if that does the trick. Cheerio time. That was nice. Okay. As I was saying, I'm going to just jam some more aluminum foil up in here. See if I can't get it up a little bit higher. And maybe that'll fix it. There we go. Alright, so this guy back here is loose. Woo. We'll just go with a new piece. Ow. Maybe. I think that's semi-secure-ish. I don't know. I'm sure I'll be driving down the road and a little chunk of aluminum foil will go boink, 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 boink. Out. Okay. One last test drive. I'm going to call it a day. Well, maybe. Steering stabilizer. Just sliding on the concrete. Oh. Whenever good and tight torque specs, put it in. I guess itself loose or wasn't good enough. Ooh, there we go. We'll give it one for good measure. All right. Uh-oh. That's always the case, right? Come on. There we go. How crazy will it be if that's it? There we go. That'll do it. Well, y'all, I'm gonna have to throw in the towel on this one. I just can't narrow it down to what exactly it is. It could be a control arm, upper or lower. It could be a ball joint. I've kind of gone through the tests of ball joints and I replaced them not too terribly long ago. So I don't think it's that. I'm just gonna have to, wait until I do some of the other projects that I have in queue. In the stuff I have in queue, we'll be replacing some of this stuff. So hopefully will, at the end of it all go away magically. So I don't know, maybe something along those lines when I kind of do those projects as I go will, show itself. I'll pull a upper control arm off and there'll be this, clear sign of a bracket ripping off. But where it stands now, I don't see any movement of the bolts. There's no scarring of bolts sliding. There's no cracks in the welds. There's no sign of any of that kind of damage. So I can't tell for sure what it is, and I hate, having filmed all of this and not having a solution for that popping sound. But hopefully in the projects to come, it'll sort itself out, and I can show you one of those. All right, what I have in the queue is a pair of axles that these are stock axles with mild upgrade. They've been re-geared to 456s, I believe, and they both have the lunchbox locker style in it. I'd like to, now don't hold me to this because, family and life gets in the way, but I would like to trust these and well, at least trust the front and do a 4-link up front, do a long arm 4-link setup. So as I was saying before, if it's control arms, then we'll kind of discover that in the 4-link upgrade. But as it stands now, nothing jumps out at me as being life-threatening on the road. So I'm just gonna roll with it, and as I've said in the past, just keep going till it breaks, then you know what it was. So anyway, appreciate you watching, and subscribe and all that stuff. Help me build the channel. Appreciate you.